What if you discovered your technology controls you more than you think? You wake up and the first thing you do is grab your phone, check notifications, scroll through feeds, reply to messages. You feel in control, right? Connected, productive, informed. But what if I told you that this feeling of control is the biggest illusion you buy into every single day? Technology didn't just happen to find its way to you. It was carefully engineered to make you feel powerful while making you dependent. It's like a sophisticated dealer convincing you that you need the drug to be smarter, more social, more efficient. Think about your smartphone. How many times today did you pick it up without even realizing it? How many times did you unlock the screen just to take a quick look? This isn't coincidence. This is neuroscience weaponized against you. A Stanford University study revealed we receive an average of 150 notifications per day. Every ping, every vibration, every flashing light was calculated to trigger the same reward circuit that operates in addiction. You're not addicted to technology, you've been programmed to depend on it. The most terrifying part, you pay to be controlled. You buy the device, pay for internet, subscribe to services. It's like paying for your own prison and thanking them for the convenience. But here's what they don't want you to know. This dependency isn't a bug in the system. It's the feature. The more you use, the more data you generate. The more data you generate, the better they know your patterns, your fears, your desires. And with that knowledge, they can predict and influence your next decisions. You think you're choosing what to watch, what to buy, who to talk to. But these choices are presented to you through algorithms that already know exactly what you're going to choose. Your sense of control is as real as a hamster's freedom on a wheel. The truth is, you're not using technology, it's using you. And the worst part is it makes you feel special for it. Your brain has been hijacked, and you've been convinced it's an upgrade. Tell me in the comments, when did you first realize you didn't have as much control as you thought? And don't forget to like if this hit home. Why do you feel more connected, but are more isolated than ever? Here's a contradiction that should terrify you. You have more ways to connect with people than any generation in human history, but you feel lonelier than ever. Why? Because technology replaced real connection with the cheap, digital knockoff. Think about the last time you had a deep conversation without interruptions, without anyone checking their phone. Hard to remember, right? Now think about how many hours you spent yesterday scrolling feeds, watching stories, reacting to posts. Technology sold you the idea that this is being connected. But let's be brutally honest. When you like a photo, when you send an emoji, when you share a meme, is that connection, or just the illusion of it? It's like eating sugar and thinking you're getting nutrition. Gives you a momentary sensation, but leaves you hungrier than before. The tech industry discovered something genius. You don't need to actually be connected to feel connected. You just need the sensation that you could connect at any moment. That's why you get anxious when your phone dies or when you lose internet. It's not fear of being isolated, it's fear of losing the illusion that you're not isolated. A University of Pittsburgh study showed that people who spend more than 2 hours daily on social media are twice as likely to feel socially isolated. More technology equals more isolation. But they keep selling connection. And here's the dirtiest trick. They make you feel guilty about your isolation. If you feel lonely, it's because you're not trying hard enough to connect. But how do you truly connect when every interaction is mediated by algorithms that profit from your fragmented attention? You can't have a conversation without someone stopping to take a photo for Instagram. You can't live a moment without documenting it to prove you're living. Technology turned your life into performance, and you into both protagonist and audience. The most ironic part? You have thousands of online friends, but when you need someone real, when you're going through a tough time, how many of those digital friends are actually available? How many know you beyond what you post? Technology promised to shorten distances, but created an emotional abyss. It gave you tools to talk to the entire world, but took away your ability to talk to yourself. It gave you access to billions of people, but made you forget how to be alone without feeling lonely. The platforms profit from your loneliness. They need you to feel incomplete, so you keep scrolling, searching for that connection that never quite satisfies. They've turned human connection into a product with artificial scarcity. You're not more connected. You're more plugged in. And plugged in isn't the same as connected. Real connection requires presence, vulnerability, time. Exactly what these platforms are designed to fragment and commodify. Every notification pulls you away from the person in front of you. Every buzz breaks the flow of genuine intimacy. You're physically present, but mentally absent, creating a generation of people who are together, but alone. The saddest part is watching families at dinner, each member staring at their own screen, connected to strangers, but disconnected from each other. This isn't connection, it's collective isolation disguised as social networking. Share below. When was the last time you had a real conversation without a phone nearby? Like if you felt this in your bones. How was your mind hacked without you even noticing? I'm going to tell you something that will mess with your head. Your mind is no longer yours. It's been hijacked by algorithms so sophisticated you didn't even notice when you lost control of your own thoughts. You know that feeling where you can't stop checking your phone? That compulsion to open Instagram just for 5 minutes, and 2 hours later, you're still there. That's not lack of willpower. That's behavioral engineering deployed against you. Big tech hired the same neuroscientists who study drug addiction to create products that hijack your reward system. They know exactly when to release dopamine in your brain. They know when to give you a like, when to show you that story that will make you feel envious, when to notify you about something that will make you anxious. Infinite scroll isn't convenience, it's a neurological trap. Your brain never knows when the reward is coming, so it keeps waiting. It's the same principle as slot machines in Vegas, except it's in your pocket. And here's what revolts me most. They tested these techniques on you without your consent. Every time you open an app, you're participating in a massive psychological experiment. They run A or B tests on your mind, testing which button color, which type of notification, which algorithm keeps you glued to the screen longer. A Harvard University study found that talking about yourself on social media activates the same brain area as sex and cocaine. So every time you post something, your brain gets a hit of chemical pleasure. And like any drug, you need bigger doses to feel the same effect. That's why you post more, share more, expose yourself more. It's not vanity, it's chemical dependency disguised as self-expression. But the most sinister part is how this affects your ability to think. Can you still focus on one task for more than 10 minutes without feeling the urge to check something? Can you read an entire book without picking up your phone? Can you be alone with your thoughts without feeling uncomfortable? If the answer is no, your mind has been successfully hacked. They fragmented your attention on purpose. A fragmented mind is a controllable mind. You can no longer think deeply about anything because you're constantly being interrupted by artificial stimuli. And a person who can't think deeply can't question the system that controls them. You've become a user in the most literal sense of the word. And like every user, you pay the price. Your mental autonomy, your ability to concentrate, your skill of being present in your own life. The attention economy turned your consciousness into a commodity. Your thoughts, your focus, your mental energy all harvested and sold to advertisers who want to influence your behavior. You're not using apps. Apps are using you. Your attention span, your ability to be bored, your capacity for deep reflection all sacrificed on the altar of engagement metrics. The scary truth is you've been cognitively rewired without your permission, and you've been convinced it's progress. Tell me here, can you still go 30 minutes without checking your phone? Like if you recognize these patterns. What if you could reverse this control and reclaim your mental autonomy? Now comes the part they fear most. The moment you realize you can escape this technological matrix without giving up the real benefits of technology. Yes, it's possible to use technology without being used by it. The first step is brutal, but necessary. Acknowledge you've been manipulated. It's not shame, it's liberation. The brightest minds in Silicon Valley worked against you. They used decades of neuroscience and behavioral psychology research to create this dependency. You never stood a chance, but now you have knowledge. And knowledge is real power, not the illusion of power they sell you. Start with strategic digital detox. It's not about throwing your phone in the trash, it's about consciously regaining control. Turn off all notifications that aren't truly urgent. Your brain needs to relearn what mental silence feels like. Create technology-free zones in your life. The bedroom needs to become a place of rest again, not a digital command center. The bathroom needs to be a moment of pause, not an opportunity to scroll. The dinner table needs to be about food and conversation, not feeds and stories. Here's an exercise that will change your perspective. For 1 week, before grabbing your phone in the morning, spend 5 minutes just breathing and thinking. No music, no podcast, nothing. Just you and your thoughts. It'll be uncomfortable at first. That's withdrawal from stimulation manifesting. A University of Virginia study showed people prefer electric shocks over being alone with their thoughts for 15 minutes. This shows the level of discomfort we've developed with our own minds. But there's something beyond detox. Use technology as a tool, not entertainment. When you pick up your phone, have a specific purpose. I'm going to answer this message. I'm going to research this information, going to schedule this appointment. Do it and get out. Rediscover activities that require sustained concentration. Read physical books. Learn a manual skill. Have deep conversations without recording everything. Your ability to focus is like a muscle. It works again when you stop outsourcing it to algorithms. And here's the final secret. When you regain control of your attention, you regain control of your life. Because your life is made of where you place your attention. If your attention is fragmented among 1,000 artificial stimuli, your life becomes fragmented too. The real revolution isn't destroying technology, it's using it consciously. It's remembering you weren't born with a smartphone in your hand. You were once happy, productive, and connected without needing constant digital validation. You can be free again. The prison only exists as long as you don't realize the door was never locked. Technology should amplify your humanity, not replace it. It should expand your capabilities, not diminish them. It should connect you to what matters, not distract you from it. The choice is yours. But first, you have to realize you have a choice. Tell me here what your first step will be to regain control. And if this content made a difference, like, subscribe to the channel and share with someone who needs to hear this.